the touching relationship between Prince Philip and the Kennedy family during a tragic period. In the realm of poignant snapshots that encapsulate Prince Philip's compassion, one particular photograph stands out. It portrays him tenderly holding the hand of a young boy in a white coat, his gaze brimming with concern, while the boy's mother, Jacqueline Kennedy, conveys her gratitude with a glance. This moment captures a significant chapter in history, marking the friendship between the British royal family and President John F. Kennedy, whose life was tragically cut short by an assassin's bullet, leaving behind a grieving widow and a young son, John Jr. The harrowing news of Kennedy's assassination on November 22, 1963, reverberated worldwide. In the wake of this tragedy, Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Philip, and the Queen Mother expressed their condolences to Jacqueline Kennedy. Plans swiftly materialized for British representatives to attend the funeral, a somber event scheduled just 3 days later. At that time, the Queen was expecting Prince Edward, prompting Prince Philip to represent her at the ceremony in Washington. Accompanied by dignitaries including the Prime Minister, Alec Douglas-Home, and the leader of the opposition, Harold Wilson, Prince Philip embarked on the journey from London. Notably, the Duke and Duchess of Devonshire were also part of the delegation, given the familial connection between Andrew Devonshire's brother and JFK's sister Kathleen. During the flight to Washington, anecdotes recalled by Deborah Devonshire, the Duchess of Devonshire, reflected the gravity of the occasion. She reminisced about Philip engaging in technical discussions about airplanes with Wilson, a conversation that diverted her attention, highlighting the surrealness of the circumstances surrounding Kennedy's funeral arrangements. Upon arrival at St. Matthew's Cathedral for the funeral service, organizational lapses became apparent. Prince Philip found himself without a designated seat, requiring the Douglas homes to accommodate him further back in the venue. Despite the solemnity of the occasion, emotions ran high, with visible displays of grief. John Jr., just 3 years old at the time, saluted his father's casket, evoking tears from onlookers. Inside the cathedral, his innocent cries of, "Where's my daddy?" and "Somebody pick me up" echoed, amplifying the heartache in the atmosphere. Amidst the chaos and emotional turmoil, Prince Philip faced challenges accessing vantage points during JFK's interment at Arlington Cemetery. Hindered by the crowd and positioned behind soldiers, he missed being among the foreign dignitaries during their departure from the graveside, a detail noted by the observant Duchess of Devonshire. However, Jacqueline Kennedy paid a special tribute to Prince Philip during a reception held at the White House later that day. The event, hosting an extensive gathering of 220 representatives from 92 countries, served as a testament to global solidarity in the wake of President Kennedy's passing. This gathering was deemed one of the largest assemblies of dignitaries honoring a head of state since Britain's King Edward VI's funeral in 1910. This historic moment, encapsulated in that photograph of Prince Philip holding young John Jr.'s hand, reflects not just a personal connection but also underscores the shared grief and humanity that transcends borders and titles during times of profound loss. Amidst the dignified event held by the Kennedy family in the state dining room, Jacqueline Kennedy orchestrated a more private affair within the Oval Office. Her guest list was exclusive, inviting luminaries such as Philip, President de Gaulle of France, Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, and Ireland's President Eamon de Valera for an intimate tea. Following the reception, Prince Philip witnessed a jovial scene in the corridors. He noticed John, fully immersed in birthday party excitement, energetically pursued by his flustered nanny. Maud Shaw, the nanny, recalled the kind demeanor of a gentleman observing the playful scene. He likened young John's antics to his own experiences with Prince Andrew, acknowledging the challenge of managing such lively children. The gentleman, Prince Philip, even engaged in play with the toddler, squatting down to join in the fun. Meanwhile, in the Oval Office, Jacqueline and her brother-in-law, Robert Kennedy, engaged President Eamon de Valera in a conversation about President Kennedy's poignant visit to his ancestral home in Ireland months earlier. During that visit, President Kennedy was deeply moved by a poem penned by Sinead de Valera, the accomplished folklorist and poet, who also happened to be the First Lady of Ireland. The conversation stirred Bobby Kennedy's emotions, prompting a release of pent-up anguish. Tears flowed freely from Bobby, de Valera, and Jackie herself. Seeking a moment to compose herself, Jackie exited the room, still teary-eyed. As she opened the door into the corridor, she stumbled upon the unexpected sight of Philip, still sprawled on the floor, engaging with her son. Noticing Jackie's distress, Philip hurriedly rose, embarrassed by the awkward situation. He explained how he couldn't resist interacting with her son, likening the child to his own 3-year-old. In an attempt to ease the tension, Jackie prompted her son about greeting the prince, to which the young boy confidently affirmed that he had indeed made his bow, diffusing the tension in the room. Rejoining Jackie in the Oval Office, Prince Philip, the young widow, and her sister Lee Radziwill sought solace in sipping Bloody Mary cocktails to unwind. A few years prior, Philip had met Lee during a Buckingham Palace banquet for the U.S. President and First Lady. That evening, the Queen, mindful of Jackie's equestrian interests, had given her a tour of the picture gallery, pausing at a Van Dyck portrait of Charles I on horseback, remarking appreciatively about the horse. Philip humorously quipped to Lee about walking 3 steps behind, drawing a parallel between their positions. After the banquet, Jackie had confided to writer Gore Vidal about finding Philip nice but nervous. However, in the Oval Office that day, she found solace in his reassuring presence. During their conversation, the White House chief of protocol suggested Jackie should greet the other important guests downstairs. William Manchester, the author of the official account of Kennedy's assassination, noted that when asked about greeting the guests informally or in a lineup, Jackie appealed to Philip for guidance. Ever practical, Philip advised her, advocating for the efficiency of the lineup protocol. As Jackie left her royal guest, she paid due respect, offering a perfect curtsy, acknowledging her altered status as no longer being the wife of the head of state. The connection between Philip, Jackie, and the fatherless young boy was evident as they stood together at Runnymede during the unveiling of the stone memorial honoring the late President Kennedy. The Queen herself paid tribute to John F. Kennedy, expressing heartfelt condolences and solidarity, emphasizing the shared sorrow and admiration for the departed leader. The interactions and emotional moments during this sunny Friday afternoon reflected a unique bond between individuals from varied backgrounds, unified by their respect and remembrance for a remarkable leader lost too soon. Dear friend, if you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.